The provided image is a BTC/USD 15 meters candlestick chart displaying price and volume data from November 13 to November 14, 2025, showing a general downward trend in price during that period. Market analysis. Price movement. The chart shows Bitcoin's price falling from above $102,000 on November 13 to below $96,000 by the afternoon of November 14. This aligns with broader reports of a crypto market decline on this date. Volume. Periods of significant price drops were accompanied by spikes in trading volume, indicated by the large red bars in the volume section, particularly around 5 o'clock and 1500 on November 14. This suggests strong selling pressure. Key levels. The price on the chart falls below the psychologically important $100,000 level. Reports from around this time indicate that analysts are watching the $94,000 to $98,000 range as a critical support area for the market. Current sentiment. As of November 14, 2025, the price drop is attributed to macroeconomic uncertainties and widespread selling, with the market currently showing a bearish sentiment. Disclaimer. Based on the chart showing a sharp price decline and spikes in selling volume, the prevalent news sentiment is bearish and in a state of extreme fear. The market is currently experiencing a risk-off tone, with investors pulling back from riskier assets like cryptocurrency. Sentiment analysis. Bearish drivers. News reports on November 14, 2025, indicate that the price drop is primarily driven by hollow bullet macroeconomic uncertainty, concerns over interest rates not being cut as expected, which makes non-interest-bearing assets like Bitcoin less attractive. Bitcoin spot exchange traded funds (ETFs) experienced massive outflows, with nearly $870 million in withdrawals in a single day. Hollow bullet whale selling. Long-term holders and large institutional players reportedly sold off significant amounts of Bitcoin, contributing to heavy selling pressure. Hollow bullet derivatives expiry. The expiry of nearly $5 billion in Bitcoin and Ethereum options on this date has contributed to short-term price volatility and positioning shifts. Hollow bullet broader market correlation. The sell-off is correlated with declines in global equities and tech stocks, as investors seek safer havens. Market status. Analysts are describing the situation as Bitcoin's worst Q4 ever, and debating whether the asset has entered a new bear market after falling to 6-month lows below $95,000. Future outlook. While some anticipate a potential relief rally or value opportunity, the immediate sentiment remains cautious and negative until clearer economic data emerges from the U.S. government following a recent shutdown or the Federal Reserve signals a change in policy. The BTC-USD chart displays a clear downtrend in price from early November 13 to the afternoon of November 14. The Relative Strength Index (RSI) indicator supports this negative momentum, indicating potential for further decline. Chart analysis. Price trend. The series of red candlesticks shows persistent selling pressure and a continuous decrease in price from a high of around $102,000 to below $96,000 within the observed 24-hour period. Volume. The red bars in the volume section indicate that higher volume occurred on days with falling prices, confirming strong selling activity. RSI indicator. The purple line representing the RSI has a falling trend and sits in the lower region of the 0 to 100 scale, below the neutral 50 line. This is a strong signal of negative momentum, suggesting the asset is approaching or is already in oversold conditions. Support and resistance. There is no immediate support visible in the price chart, suggesting a potential for further price drops. In case of a positive shift, the immediate resistance is around the $102,000 level. Here are the top headlines and latest news updates for today, November 14, 2025. Top news headlines. Politics. The NDA alliance won the Bihar Assembly elections in India. National security. A doctor's house in Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir, was demolished. The doctor was accused of involvement in the recent Red Fort blast terror module. Technology. Google DeepMind announced Seema 2, a new Gemini-powered agent that learns in 3D virtual worlds. Market news. Global stock futures and European stocks declined today amid market pessimism. Cryptocurrency market news. The cryptocurrency market is experiencing selling pressure today. Dropped to a 6-month low below $100,000. Price drop. Bitcoin dipped below $96,000 USDT earlier today. This is a decrease of over 6% in 24 hours. ETF outflows. Bitcoin spot ETFs recorded large outflows of $869 million yesterday. This is the second largest on record and contributed to the sell-off. Liquidity and options. Over $550 in crypto positions were liquidated within 24 hours. This includes $273 million in BTC longs. Traders are seeking downside protection with high interest in put contracts bets that the price will fall at the $90,000 and nulls. Macro factors. The current sell-off is linked to other risk assets due to questions about potential U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate cuts. Some economists warn the recent U.S. government shutdown may result in gaps in economic data releases, increasing investor caution and market volatility. The image provided is a BTC USD 15-minute candlestick chart with a 14-period moving average, Massachusetts 14, and volume indicator, capturing market data from November 13 to November 14 of the current year. Market analysis. Downtrend. The price of Bitcoin (BTC) is in a clear falling trend, with red bearish candlesticks dominating the chart and the price consistently staying below the yellow moving average line. Moving average MA. The MA14 acts as dynamic resistance. When the price stays below it, it confirms a bearish momentum. Volume. There are significant spikes in red volume bars, particularly around 0:15 and 10:15 on November 14, which confirms strong selling pressure accompanying the price drops. Support and resistance. The price has moved below the 102,000 level and is heading towards potential support around the 96,000 to 92,000 range. Resistance is currently anticipated near the 102,000 mark. Momentum. The market exhibits strong negative momentum, which indicates that further decline is probable in the short term. News sentiment analysis for Bitcoin (BTC) is overwhelmingly fearful and negative. The recent sharp drop below critical price levels is being driven by a combination of macroeconomic concerns and significant selling pressure. Key drivers of negative sentiment. Federal Reserve caution. A primary driver is the Federal Reserve's cautious stance on future interest rate cuts. Comments from Fed officials dampened optimism across all risk assets, including cryptocurrencies, leading to widespread selling. Massive outflows. Bitcoin spot exchange traded funds (ETFs) experienced massive outflows, including the second largest outflow on record on November 13, totaling $869 million. This indicates a lack of buying interest from large investors in the U.S. market. Whale selling and profit taking. Both short-term and long-term holders have been selling significant amounts of BTC. Over 815,000 BTC were sold by long-term holders in the past month, contributing to the downward momentum. Options expiry. The expiration of nearly $5 billion in Bitcoin and Ethereum options on November 14 amplified market volatility, as traders positioned themselves around the max pain points. General market fear. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is firmly in the fear zone, reflecting broad investor caution and anxiety about further declines. Some analysts warn that a drop toward $80,000 is possible. Despite the negative news, some on-chain data suggests that institutional players like Anchorage Digital are buying the dip and accumulating BTC, indicating a potential long-term investment view amid the short-term panic. The image provided is a BTC/USD 15-minute candlestick chart which includes moving averages, Massachusetts 3, Massachusetts 6, Massachusetts 9 volume data, and a relative strength index RSI indicator. This combination of tools is commonly used for short-term technical analysis in cryptocurrency trading. Chart components explained. Candlestick chart. Each candlestick represents 15 minutes of price action for Bitcoin against the US dollar. Green candles indicate a price increase during that period, while red candles indicate a decrease. The body shows the open and close prices, and the wicks or shadows show the highest and lowest prices reached. Moving averages, Massachusetts 3, Massachusetts 6, Massachusetts 9. The three colored lines overlaid on the price chart are moving averages. They smooth out price data to help identify the direction of the trend. In this chart, all three lines generally trend downward from November 13, 1915, to November 14, 15, confirming a prevailing downtrend for Bitcoin during this period. Volume. The bar chart below the price displays the trading volume, or the total amount of Bitcoin traded during each 15-minute interval. Higher volume bars suggest stronger market conviction behind the price movement. Relative Strength Index RSI. The purple line in the bottom panel is the RSI, a momentum indicator that measures if an asset is overbought, typically above 70, or oversold, typically below 30. The RSI in the chart stays mostly below the 60 mark, indicating bearish momentum. Market context, November 14, 2025. Based on recent market data for November 14, 2025, Bitcoin experienced a significant price decline, breaking below key support levels. The price dropped below $100,000 to approximately $97,000 in a sudden sell-off. The overall sentiment in the market on this date was bearish, driven by factors such as a strong dollar and the lack of positive macroeconomic signals. The image provided displays a BTC/USD 15 meters candlestick chart plus MACD showing price action from November 13 to November 14, 2025. The price has been in a significant downtrend during the period shown, dropping from over $102,000 to the mid-$90,000 range, consistent with broader market movements on this date. Bitcoin market summary as of 2025. Metric. Value. Current price. Approximately $96,000 to $97,000 USD. 24-hour change. Down approximately 6% to 7%. 24-hour range. $96,133.73 minus $103,332.29. Market cap. Approximately $1.9 trillion. Market context. The price drop reflects a significant market correction, bringing Bitcoin to new 6-month lows. The current price levels around $94,000, $96,000 are considered critical support zones by analysts, and a break below these levels could signal further declines. The image provided is a BTC USD 15-minute candlestick chart with an exponential moving average EMA overlay, illustrating a significant price drop for Bitcoin on November 13 and 14, 2025. Market analysis. Downtrend indication. The price of Bitcoin is consistently below the EMA line, which is also sloping downward. This is a classic indicator of strong bearish momentum and a prevailing downtrend. Key price action. On November 14, the price extended its steep fall well below the psychological $100,000 support level, reaching lows near $95,350. Volume. Significant red volume spikes occurred during periods of sharp price decline, e.g., around 19:30 on November 13 and 10:30 on November 14, indicating strong selling pressure. Technical signals. The chart is consistent with broader technical analysis from this period had broken below key moving averages, signaling potential for further downside as sellers targeted lower support levels. Educational insight. The EMA indicator. An exponential moving average EMA is a technical analysis tool that gives more weight to recent price data, making it more responsive to current market conditions than a simple moving average SMA. Trend identification. A falling EMA, as seen in this chart, indicates a downtrend. The EMA line often acts as a dynamic level of resistance during a sustained downtrend. Trading signals. Traders often look for price and EMA crossovers. When the price consistently stays below the EMA, it is considered a sell signal or a sign to maintain a short. The Bitcoin price drop seen in your chart below was driven by widespread risk aversion across global markets on November 14, 2025. The cryptocurrency fell below the significant psychological and technical support level of $100,000, reaching a 6-month low of approximately $95,909. Key market drivers. Federal Reserve rate expectations. The primary catalyst for the sell-off was fading investor expectations for a U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate cut in December 2025. Central bank officials expressed skepticism about the need for a rate cut, prompting traders to adopt a more defensive stance. Global sell-off. The drop was not isolated to crypto. U.S. stock futures and major tech stocks experienced a broad sell-off as well. Bitcoin, which often trades in correlation with risk-on assets like tech stocks, was consequently hit hard. Institutional outflows. The market saw significant selling pressure from both short and long-term holders. Bitcoin spot ETFs recorded massive outflows, including the second-largest single-day outflow on record the day prior. Long-term holders had also reduced their exposure, selling over 815,000 BTC in the preceding month. Technical breakdown. Breaking below the $100,000 level was a key technical event that triggered panic selling and further liquidations in derivative markets, intensifying the downward momentum. This combination of macroeconomic uncertainty and institutional selling caused the severe market reaction displayed in your chart. Disclaimer: cryptocurrency trading is highly volatile and involves significant risk. This information is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult with a qualified financial professional before making investment decisions. Tech stocks lead U.S. futures slide. Bitcoin drops below Forbes. The 13th of November 2025, tangent. The cryptocurrency market was also hit by a sell-off, with the price of Bitcoin dropping below $96,000 for the Forbes. BTC crashes to $97,000. Why did Bitcoin price drop below? The 13th of November 2025, Bitcoin price today sinks below $100,000 as rate cut hopes fade. Bitcoin fell sharply on Friday as broader risk markets. The Economic Times. Bitcoin ETFs hit by $870 million in outflows, deepening market slide, report BTC USD, cryptocurrency. The 13th of November 2025, Bitcoin ETFs hit by $870 million in outflows, deepening market slide, report. November 14, 2025 5:31 a.m. ET Bitcoin USD, BTC USD, circa. Seeking Alpha. The image provided is a 15-minute candlestick chart for BTC USD, Bitcoin US dollar, that uses Bollinger Bands BBANDS to illustrate price action and volatility. The data shown spans from November 13, 2025, to November 14, 2025, and captures a significant price drop where Bitcoin fell below key psychological levels like $100,000 to around $97,000. Chart analysis. Indicators. The chart displays three main lines: the BB middle, a 20-period simple moving average, and the BB upper and BB lower bands, typically two standard deviations above and below the middle line. The distance between the outer bands indicates market volatility, wider bands mean higher volatility, while volume bars are shown at the bottom. Price movement. The price has been in a strong downtrend, consistently riding or testing the lower band, which is a sign of strong bearish momentum. Key event. Around 12:45 Coordinated Universal Time on November 14, there was a decisive move below the $98,000 level accompanied by high selling volume, pushing the price towards the $97,000 support zone. Market sentiment. This price action is occurring during a period of extreme fear in the market, with significant outflows from Bitcoin ETFs and a general increase in risk aversion across the markets on this date. General information on Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are a dynamic tool used in technical analysis that adapts to changing market conditions. Volatility. Narrow bands, a squeeze, often signal low volatility and potential for a future sharp price breakout, while widening bands indicate high volatility. Overbought/oversold conditions. When the price touches the upper band, it may be considered overbought. A touch of the lower band may suggest oversold conditions. However, in a strong trend, the price can walk the band for extended periods, so band touches are not standalone buy or sell signals. Usage. The creator, John Bollinger, recommends using them in conjunction with other non-correlated indicators, such as the Relative Strength Index (RSI) or volume indicators, to confirm trade signals. Here is the latest news regarding the Bitcoin market, which experienced a sharp drop below the $100,000 mark today. Key news and market drivers, November 14, 2025. Significant price crash. The price of Bitcoin (BTC) plummeted, breaking below a key psychological support level of $100,000 to lows of around $94,500, a 6-month low. This reflects a 6.2% decrease over the past 24 hours, part of a broader 4-day decline. Massive ETF outflows. U.S. Bitcoin spot exchange traded funds ETFs experienced massive outflows on Thursday, totaling nearly $870 million, the second highest daily outflow on record. There were no inflows into any of the major BTC ETFs during this period. Macroeconomic uncertainty. The sell-off is largely linked to broader global market risk aversion. Delays in key U.S. economic data releases have created uncertainty among traders regarding the Federal Reserve's potential interest rate decisions in December, pushing investors towards safer assets. Extreme fear sentiment. The overall cryptocurrency market sentiment has dropped into a state of extreme fear, according to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This high level of fear can indicate an oversold market, but also reflects a lack of conviction among investors. Broader market decline. The crypto market capitalization as a whole is down by over 5.6%, with 96 out of the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the red today. Ethereum (ETH) also saw a significant drop of over 9%.